a very warm welcome in the class of gamma function, and where we are going to discuss basically the problems related to gamma functions. This topic comes under the integral calculus module of Mathematics 1. Myself Rupak Bhattacharjee, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, JIS College of Engineering. The prerequisites for this particular topic is, first of all, the concept of improper integral, which is already discussed in your class, and the types of various improper integrals are also discussed. Along with that, the convergence criterion for improper integral is also exhibited with various examples. These are also very much required for this particular class, and ultimately we need the properties of improper integral. Along with this, the last class, that means the introduction of beta function and gamma function, is also a very important prerequisite for this class, because in that class we have discussed the problems as well as some properties and their proofs, which are nothing but only the proofs but also the tricks what we have to adopt for the next problems in this particular class. So let us proceed. We have the definition of gamma function in this manner in the last class also. We are considering the improper integral 0 to infinity e to the power minus x to the power n minus 1 dx, where n is greater than 0. This is very important. I have already discussed this one. This is a function of n, and this is called the gamma function, and it is denoted by gamma n, and it is defined by this particular thing, that gamma n is equal to 0 to infinity e to the power minus x to the power n minus 1 dx, where n greater than 0. So proceeding with this particular definition, we get the properties are like this, where gamma 1 is equal to 1, next gamma half is equal to root over pi, and gamma n plus 1, we get it is n gamma n. All these problems are discussed in the last class. These properties are also proved, and we get gamma n plus 1 is equal to n factorial. Obviously here n is the positive integer, and finally we get another expression where exponential function is having e to the power minus ax, so it is related with gamma function by gamma n by a to the power n, and this is the formula which we have the application in the last class also. We get it as gamma n gamma 1 minus n is equal to pi by sine n pi. So these are the 6 formula what we need for solving the problems related to gamma function. So now if we proceed for the problems, what we get? So coming into the problems, what we get, that our job is to find out the value of gamma 11 by 2. How to proceed? Already we have the clue of the solution technique of these types of problems in the last class. We have from the property that gamma n plus 1 is equal to n gamma n. Now our job is to compare it from this particular structure of gamma 11 by 2. Now think about it. If we can write that 11 by 2 in such a way so that it can be written as n plus 1 form, it will give you that n is equal to 11 by 2 minus 1, that is 9 by 2. So gamma 11 by 2 can be written as gamma 9 by 2 plus 1, and now comparing this structure with this, here the value of n is 9 by 2, so we can write it as 9 by 2 gamma 9 by 2. If this step is clear, then the remaining part is same as the previous one, because keeping 9 by 2 same, we can write now gamma 7 by 2 plus 1, because 7 by 2 plus 1 is 9 by 2. So again we can write it as 9 by 2, then 7 by 2 plus 1, we can write it as 7 by 2, gamma 7 by 2. So once this recursive structure is clear to us, we can think for some consecutive lines, and ultimately we can go for the lines as 9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 5 by 2 into 3 by 2. Once it is 7 by 2, it is gamma 7 by 2. So if it is 3 by 2, it will be gamma 3 by 2. Now 3 by 2 can be written as half plus 1, so it is half, so it will be gamma half. Okay. The beauty is that here the value of gamma half is known to us according to the proof. Already we have done it, and as well as the property what we are going to use it directly, that gamma half is equal to root over pi. So as we have gamma half is equal to root over pi, we can write the total structure as 9 into 7 into 5 into 3 into 1 into root over pi by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means 2 to the power 5, that is 32. So this is our value of gamma 11 by 2. Okay. Now proceeding further for the next problem, what we get, our job is to find out the value of gamma 6. Now 6 is a positive integer, that is why we have the clue that can we use the property of gamma function where we are having this particular structure, that the property is giving us gamma n plus 1 is n factorial if n is a positive integer. So if n plus 1 is compared with 6, then obviously from this we get the value of n equal to 5. So we can write gamma 6 is equal to gamma 5 plus 1, and once it is gamma 5 plus 1, it is comparable with gamma n plus 1 structure, and gamma n plus 1 is equal to n factorial. So gamma 5 plus 1 will be 5 factorial, and 5 factorial is 120. So look at this. If you just want to write this structure of gamma 6 according to the formula, then you have to write the formula of an improper integral. But using the properties of that specific convergent improper integral called gamma function, we are able to find out the critical values of these complicated integrations by so easy steps using the properties, and here we get gamma 6 equal to 120. You will see these types of problems more in this class, that how the complicated problems are tackled by the properties of gamma function. So the next problem is find out the value of gamma 3 by 4 1 by 4. It is also having the clue that we are having the relationship between 3 by 4 and 1 by 4, and the relationship is that if we add them we will get 1. So is there any formula in the gamma function table that which gives us some structure called n and 1 minus n? So you have rightly identified that there is a property of this one, that gamma n into gamma 1 minus n will be pi by sine n pi if we have to keep this information in our mind that 0 less than n less than 1, and here we can take n equal to 3 by 4, or we can take the value of n equal to 1 by 4. So here we have to do these problems in both the directions. Just you can use in your exam time any one of these, but here we are showing both the possibilities, so it will be or. So if we take n equal to 3 by 4, then obviously 1 minus n will be 1 by 4, and if we take n equal to 1 by 4, then 1 minus n will be 3 by 4. But whatever the thing you are going to take, you can write your problem as gamma 3 by 4 into gamma 1 by 4 as gamma 3 by 4 into gamma 1 minus 3 by 4. So here you are taking the concept of 3 by 4 here, and pi by sine 3 by 4 pi, and sine 3 by 4 pi is nothing but cos 1 by 4 pi. So ultimately we are getting it as the value of whole problem is pi by root 2. Or if some other technique you are trying to apply where you are writing that n equal to 1 by 4, then you can write the problem like this, that 1 by 4 gamma 1 minus 1 by 4. So pi by sine 1 by sine pi by 4. So it is pi by root 2, because sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. So root 2 will be going into the numerator part and the value will be pi by root 2. So look at this. What we need some basic trigonometry, and ultimately we are using the concept of gamma function and the properties. Now for the next problem, if you look at the problem without knowing any steps of gamma function, it is a tough one, because it is improper integration. It is giving the clue that we have to do integration by parts, because exponential function and x to the power m type is there. But look at this, this is actually the application of gamma function in the field of integration. If we think in this way, think very slowly and very cautiously. Our structure for gamma function is known to us that it is integration of e to the power minus u to the power n form. But in the problem, it is given as minus 4x. So what we do, it is the technique, you have to follow this technique for the different problems. This 4x is taken as u, just to make this is e to the power minus u. Okay, so obviously you have to think about the limits also, x and u. Then what the limit of x is 0 to infinity, and if x is 0, u is 0, and if x is infinity, u is infinity. That is why the limit of this particular changed problem is also 0 to infinity. Now it is e to the power minus u, so x will be u by 4, that is why it is written as u by 4, and power is 3 by 2. As well as if you do this one, 4x is equal to u, then 4 dx is equal to du. So in place of dx you have to write du by 4, that is why it is du by 4. Now our job is to compare this structure with the formula of gamma function. So what we do, here 4 to the power 3 by 2 and there is a 4, so 4 to the power 3 by 2 plus 1, that is 4 to the power 3 by 2 plus 1 is equal to 4 to the power 5 by 2, and it is in the denominator, so it is coming out as a constant 1 by 4 to the power 5 by 2. Integration 0 to infinity as it was, e to the power minus u, then u to the power 3 by 2. Now we need this u to the power n minus 1 to compare it with gamma function. So this 3 by 2 will be n minus 1. This is the very important line, easy line but important. N minus 1 is equal to 3 by 2, that is n is equal to 5 by 2, because 3 by 2 plus 1 it is 5 by 2. So what we can write in this line, 1 by 4 to the power 5 by 2 means 2 to the power 2 to the power 5 by 2, this 2 and this 2 is cancelled, so it is 32. Okay, 2 to the power 5. So 1 by 32, then 0 to infinity e to the power minus u to the power 5 by 2 minus 1. Please follow this structure. E to the power minus u to the power 5 by 2 minus 1 means it is nothing but the gamma function gamma 5 by 2. Once we are able to convert this problem into the gamma function where gamma 5 by 2 is coming, we can apply the formula or the technique of the last problem, that gamma 5 by 2 is 3 by 2 gamma 3 by 2. then 3 by 2 into half gamma half, and gamma half is root over pi. So ultimately the answer is 3 by 128, 32 into 2 64, 64 into 2 128 root over pi. So the desired result is proved. Okay. So what we have understood, that our job is not converting this problem into a gamma function only. Our job is to convert the problem into gamma function as well as into such a way we will use the properties of the gamma function to get the result. We have not performed a single line of integration over here. We have just adjusted the thing and used the property of gamma function to get the desired result. Now in the next problem, what we have to show, that e to the power minus x square dx is 1 by 2 into root over pi. So obviously we have to think in such a way so that it will be converted into gamma function. And you know that we need e to the power minus x or e to the power minus u or e to the power minus p, not some square form. So this previously known information indicates us that to make this x square convert into u form. So look at this, how we proceed. We are taking x square is equal to u, because it is not a magic, it is not a magic, it is a trick that we know we have to make this part as e to the power minus u. So x square is taken as u. After that 2x dx will be du, it is simple thing. And again obviously you have to think for the limit x and u. So it is 0 to infinity. According to this particular assumption, it will be also 0 to infinity. So the limits is same as 0 to infinity, e to the power minus u. Then dx is written as du by 2x. So it is 2 root over u, because x square is equal to u. So x will be root over u. Now the problem falls into the same category of the last problem. This 1 by 2 is taken outside. Then it is 0 to infinity, e to the power minus u, u to the power minus half du. We need and we have. So how to represent? Obviously this one will be kept with same to this minus half, and n minus 1 is equal to minus half gives you information n is equal to half. So we can write this one as half 0 to infinity e to the power minus u, u to the power half minus 1 du. So half gamma half. Clear? Half gamma half will give us the property from gamma half is equal to root over pi. So ultimately the result is same what we desire as half into root over pi. Again I am emphasizing on the same thing, that what we are doing, we are converting the problem into the standard structure of gamma function, and then we are using the property of the gamma function to get the result. We are not performing any steps of integration. In the next problem, here we see that e to the power minus x square is now associated with x to the power 9. What was associated with x to the power 0 in the last problem? So again the same formula or same formulation will be used. We will think for this x square as u. So 2x dx is equal to du, and we obviously here do the same calculation, same structure of changing the limit of the integration. Here also it will be 0 to infinity. So 0 to infinity e to the power minus u. Then u is equal to root over x is equal to root over u from this part. So we have written root over u to the power 9, and du is 2 by root over u. Okay. So what we get, this half is taken outside, 0 to infinity, e to the power minus u, u to the power root over u to the power 9, means u to the power 9 by 2 into u to the power minus half, because it is root over u in the denominator. So what we get, e to the power 9 by 2 minus half that is e to the power 4. 8 by 2, that is 4. So in the next line what we have written, e to the power 4. So ultimately now this 4 has to be written in such a way we can write it as n minus 1. So it is very obvious that n will be 5, because n minus 1 equal to 4 means n equal to 5. So what we can write it as e to the power minus u to the power 5 minus 1 du. And the formula gives us the information that it will be half gamma 5. The beauty is that in the last problem what we are getting as gamma half, or last to last problem we are getting gamma 5 by 2. Here we are getting gamma 5, where 5 is the positive integer. So we know according to the formula that gamma n plus 1 is n factorial if n is a positive integer. So this 5 can be written as 4 plus 1. So half 4 factorial, that means half is from coming here, and gamma 4 plus 1 is 4 factorial. 4 factorial is 24. 24 by 2, 12. So again we are able to reach according to our desired structure of the particular given problem. Okay. Now there will be a problem which is going to be solved by gamma function, solved by me partially and solved by you. So the problem is that gamma 1 by 9, gamma 2 by 9 dot dot dot, gamma 8 by 9. We have to prove it that it is 16 by 3 pi to the power 4. There are two parts of this problem. First one is conceptual, second one is technical. Conceptual part will be discussed by me and the technical part will be remain for you to solve it. Clear? Now, what we can do, this structure can be written as gamma 1 by 9, gamma 8 by 9, gamma 2 by 9, gamma 7 by 9, gamma 3 by 9, 6 by 9, gamma 4 by 9, gamma 5 by 9. First of all, we have to check that all are coming in or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So everyone is present. Important question is that why we are writing it in this structure. This is the conceptual part what I am talking about, and we are writing it because of two things. First one is that everything what is present over here are less than 1, and we can recall the formula of gamma 1 minus m is equal to pi by sine m pi, where m is lying between 0 to 1. This property of gamma function pushes us to write this structure in this form so that we can think for applying this formula. Otherwise, there are no such structure known to us. It is not possible for us to solve 8 gamma functions using the basic definition and so on. So ultimately our job is to rearrange it in such a way so that we can do for next steps. And the next steps are, we can write this as pi from the structure pi by sine m pi. M is here 1 by n, so I am writing it as 1 by n into pi, that is pi by n. Next two will be giving you pi by sine 2 pi by n. Next two will be giving you pi by sine 3 pi by 9, and last two will give you pi by sine 4 pi by 9. Once you are confident in writing these four things from this structure, then the problem is nothing but a problem of trigonometry. So the technical part starts from here. What we can do, that 3 pi by 9 means 60 degree, pi is 180, 9 if I divide it, it will be 20 into 3, it is 60. So sine 60 degree means root 3 by 2, and if it is root 3 by 2, so we will get it as 4 pi's are here, so pi to the power 4 by root over 3 by 2, root over 3, and 2 is coming here. Clear? And the remaining part is 1 by sine pi by 9, sine 2 pi by 9, and sine 4 pi by 9. Okay. What we are assuming that theta is equal to pi by 9. So our problem is now converted to sine theta, sine 2 theta, sine 4 theta. After this, we have to do the calculations for trigonometric properties of 2 sin C sin D formula, and using that, this is given to you. You please solve this, otherwise the problem will be remaining incomplete, and you will get, obviously by tricks you can say that the formula will be giving you the value as root over 3 by 8, so that using them here, this root over 3 and this root over 3 will be giving you 3, 8 will come in the numerator, and 8 into 2 will be coming as 16. So finally, if you substitute this value in this structure, you will get 2 pi to the power 4 by root over 3 into 1 by root over 3 by 8. So 8 will be coming in the upper part, so it will be 16 pi to the power 4 by 3. Ultimately the answer will be coming, but please complete this part. So finally our job for today's class is completed here. These are the assignments what you have to solve, and the same technique will be adopted for this particular problems, and these are the references what we have used to construct this lecture. Thank you all. Happy listening, happy learning.